Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Brassic and Boosted. It is episode 2 and this episode is all about intake air. Now if you missed the first episode and you want to know how we got to this stage, go and check that out. It'll be up here somewhere. For now, you might be able to get a sneak peek of something that's going on there. So let me show you what we've got. So most of this intake system has been off. This throttle body's still flapping around down there. Obviously we've had the supercharger off if you've seen episode 1. The only thing we haven't had off is the inlet manifold. But what have we got? Look at that uprated intercooler. I've got a new intake pipe. I was looking for silicone ones, but I don't even like these anymore. I got these in white, probably should have got them in black. So I've just gone for a standard pipe. This one's fucked, obviously. We've got an orange stealth air intake. This just bolts onto the original lower section of the air intake. And then I guess this is a DNA high performance filter. Lovely. And if you look at the size difference on this uprated one compared to this original, so what's that, about 6 centimetres wider. It's deeper as well. This is going to flow a lot more air, hopefully cool it more efficiently than this old one, which we're going to need because we've gone for a 19% reduction pulley on that supercharger. Now there is a limit, I think, on these reducers. At a certain point, obviously the supercharger is spinning that fast that the air going in is too hot and you don't gain any extra performance from it. And I can't remember whether it was 15% or 17%. So we need all the extra cooling ability possible to make that the intake air from the supercharger as cool as possible. So that is what we're aiming for. Before we do any of that, we need to swap the plugs out, because once that intercooler's fitted, we won't be able to get to them. So that is the first part of call. Now these old plugs are platinum plugs, which is what the P means at the end of there. The new ones we're putting in are iridium. Now, something to do with the heat. These run cooler or something. I'm not sure on the ins and outs. I have researched, but I've forgotten. So, yeah, I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us all know. But yeah, we're going iridium in, platinum in the bin. Iridium in, platinum in the bin. Now I like to pop a little bit of grease on, usually copper or graphite anti-seize compound. I haven't got any, so just going to have to be a little bit of CV grease just on the threads, just because if you've ever had a tight spark plug, you'll know as you're undoing it, it is arse clenching, and we don't want strip threads in the cylinder head. Oh no, no. is not ideal either. I hate shit spark plug sockets. Bloody rubber keeps coming out on spark plug. That's no good, is it? So, here's another one I prepared earlier that hasn't got the rubber in it. Lovely. Do the other three. And then we can start bolting some intake bits back onto it. Right, that's spark plugs done. Pop these ignition leads back in and then work out how this new intercooler bolts on, I think. Obviously, it sits this way around, the bigger opening on this side. There's two mounting brackets and they look like they line up. With these two bolts, so maybe whip these brackets off, that'll bolt onto there. There wasn't any of the original brackets holding the back of this original intercooler on. Hopefully it's not going to jiggle around too much. Hopefully it doesn't touch anything, I don't know. I'll have to see, a bit of trial and error, isn't it? So I'll get an 8mm, whip these off, test fit this intercooler. I've got this pipe that needs putting back in. It's just a crankcase breather. I might be able to do that now. Come on. Go on. I'm not one-handed. We'll pop that back in. The other end just goes on there. Unscrew these two then. Come on. Hopefully this is easy. An easy install. Now, one thing I will say, these snoot boots were well tight to get on here. I had to go on the kitchen side and it slipped and I ended up smashing the kettle, so we've had to get a new kettle. Oh, come on. There's been on here maybe three weeks or so, so hopefully they've sort of taken a bit of shape and that's gone on easy. Nice. Yeah. And that looks like it's gonna line up with there nicely. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Oh, hell. I'm excited. Calm down. Calm down. Come on. I think that bracket goes underneath by the looks of it. Bracket underneath. Gonna need a big ass washer for that bolt. Yeah. Not bad at all. Oh, where's my other intake horn thing, whatever they call them? What did I do with it? Bear with me. So that's the test fit done. I've had to do a bit of modifying on this inlet manifold. Just cut a little notch out. I think I'm going to have to do the same on this bit. I'll show you that. And if you look, the stealth airbox is in. Can we see the corn filter in there? Just about. I've had to mark around it back here with a marker and then cut a hole out for that. So I'll disassemble it, get that hole cut. I've got two pipes that's right under here somewhere. go into this bit of intake pipe. Got them to plug back in, and then I can assemble it for real. I think I'm gonna. This doesn't line up with that hole. I'm just gonna cut it off here. I think take it to work, cut it off with an angle grinder. It's only used as sort of a spacer, I think, for this little tab on the intercooler. That one fits all right, but that one's seized and snapped, so I might just cut that as well. I'll get a couple of washers and just make it the right height. I'll probably do that actually, a couple of stainless washers. Right then, now the engine bay is just as it looked at the start of the video, we can cut some holes. You can see sort of 3/4 of a circle that I've marked there. I've found roughly the centre point, but we do have sort of 5mm each way to play with, so if it's not slap bang in the middle, it's not going to matter too much. I've just got a hole saw. It says use a 76, but I don't have a 76. This is just a cheap one I got from Screwfix, I think, or B&Q. It's for cutting holes in plasterboard. Hopefully, it should do the trick on this plastic. And then make sure there's no cables or pipes or anything behind, which I don't think there is. And then I guess just go for it. There we go. I'll give this a hoover out before I assemble it for good and start the engine. But for now, I just want to test fit that top air filter cover. So this is our air filter. Apparently it comes pre-oiled from the factory. It's going to sit like that. So air's going to come in through this hole, sort of up around and in this filter, and then out of that hole. Apparently it gives more power. Not going to have any proof of that, but yeah, I can imagine there's more air getting in and out rather than this original hole that was there, so we'll take the word for it, I think. How does it fit? Oh, that's nice. Thought I'd fucked up. That is lovely. Wicked. Happy. That's that done. Next job will be to get this intake horn back on. I think they call them a horn. And get the two pipes back in there. It's going to be easier said than done, I think. Once that's on, we can bolt it up, bolt the throttle body on, intercooler on properly. Oh, it's getting exciting now. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but this is like the first car I'm modifying myself. Don't know if I should be admitting that on a car YouTube channel, but yeah, this is the first one I've done the work on myself. First Mini that I had, I bought it with the work already done, and like most cars I've owned, it's just been maintenance really, rather than actually modifying. So I think I've come 10 years too late to the game. But fuck it, we'll have some fun with it, won't we? Right, the next thing we're going to do is just take a little notch out of this, like we have done with that little bit there. All I used was a hacksaw. I've got the blade at 45 degrees to cut along the bottom. Just have it normal. Just cut down the top. Oh, there's not as much room as there was before. Not ideal. Good thing is this is aluminium, so it's pretty soft. So it didn't take long to cut through. My original plan was to use my angle grinder, but I bust the disc, sort of unraveling it all, and I didn't have a spare, which is nice. Well, this one I might have to come in at this angle if I can. Can't. There we are, get that pinged off. Nice. That's that notched out then. That for the fun bit. Yes. Nice. Then in the end I did go for some washers on these intercooler bolts instead of them brackets. Saved me having to cut some metal at work. I can get it done right now. Right, I think we can nip this down for the final time. Oh yeah. Ooh. Have a quick wipe of these rubbers. If not, we'll barely see them. Nice. Clamps then. These should feed under here. Not that one. This one. And this one. that is gonna look fucking sick. I hope it goes as well as it looks. Okay, so these clamps are tight. Threw it out the airbox. I need these 2 screws. Obviously there was no original airbox with this, it just had a corn filter plugged into the old pipe. So I need some screws, I need a clip for down here. But that's not going to matter for now, just getting it going. I just need to fill it with some water and washing up powder. I'm going to try and flush the cooling system a bit before we move on to episode 3. So first thing, this bottom hose. I've got some different types of long nose plier. Let's see this. See if this will sort us out. There we fucking go. Closest we've been so far. I'll do for now. Now we turn our attention to this side. Just got some generic washing powder. If you could smell it, you would believe me. Just going to put some in the radiator. Now these minis can be a bit of a nuisance to bleed up, so what I do, let's fill the radiator up first. And obviously we know that is full to the brim. Then I'll fill the header tank up. I hope this is going to flush some of the crud and crap out. I mean, we are going to renew some of this cooling system. But that's going to be episode 3. And that is about full. So we'll lift this front panel back into place. Double check. Brimming out of there. Top hose goes on. Idiot. Lovely. Next I'm just going to empty the rest of this washing powder into the header tank. And fill that with tap water. Another thing to do is this bleed screw right here. Just undo that. You could even attempt to fill up from here if you want. It will take some time, but it's quite an effective way to do it. That looks full there now. Pop this back in. Just finger tight for now, because we can always whip it out again just to make sure there's no air in there. Header tank, make sure that's full again. That's what I'm talking about. It's running, sounding nice. I'm just now going to obviously bleed this cooling system up, get some hot air through the vents inside, make sure we've got air at this bleed screw. Not air, make sure we've got coolant at that bleed screw. And then, yeah. Still a long way off being road ready. So join us in the next episode where we tackle the cooling system. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Bye!